I'm gonna spend my money on something sweet and strong. Gonna move my body through the whole night long. Gonna sweat the way I've been longing.
It's always exciting when a director finds their actor, a talent they constantly return to because they know they can excel in any role they give them. Think Martin Scorsese and De Niro or DiCaprio, Spike Lee and Denzel Washington, Kelly Reichardt and Michelle Williams, or Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson. In 2025, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have made a case that they may be one of our best working pairings with the release of their new film, Sinners. The two have been doing incredible work together since Coogler's first film, Fruitvale Station. Then they jump-started a new Rocky franchise with Creed, leading to Jordan's own directorial debut. When Coogler entered the MCU, he called on Jordan to portray one of the best villains in the entire Marvel Universe. But Sinners takes things to a whole new level, Jordan playing two different roles as twins, and Coogler producing the first original film of his already impressive career. Sinners is a career highlight for both director and actor. Set in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta, Sinners follows Sammy, played by Miles Caton, a young blues guitarist and the son of a preacher who longs to chase his love for music. His twin cousins, known as Smoke and Stack, both played by Jordan, recruit him to perform at the grand opening of their new juke joint, a converted old sawmill seemingly bought with the plunder of their rumored adventures with Al Capone in Chicago. Meant to provide a place for the local black community to unwind, and perhaps make the twins some good money, these dreams soon come crashing down as they are visited by vampires, turning this grand opening into a harrowing night no one who escapes will ever forget. Sinners is a technical marvel in almost every way. Coogler was a great filmmaker already, but now he has entered the special IMAX Master tier where fellow filmmakers Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele, and Denis Villeneuve have recently taken up residence. Bringing his Wakanda Forever cinematographer Autumn Gerald Arkapaw aboard, he could not have picked a more capable person for the job. Becoming the first female DP to shoot on IMAX film, the images she and Coogler craft are breathtaking. High contrast with deep blacks that reach into the abyss, fitting for a vampire film, Coogler and Arkapaw also know precisely when to deploy their expanded IMAX frame for maximum effect. There is a seemingly simple shot toward the beginning of the film that really shows off their technical prowess. The twins are leaning against their car, Stack rolling a cigarette and Smoke checking his watch. As the camera pulls out and moves around them, Stack passes the cigarette to his brother and lights it for him. Jordan playing both roles, the shot required that they use a mechanized dolly that performed the same exact move take after take. But beyond the behind-the-scenes brilliance, it also shows what Coogler and Arkapaw understand about audience psychology. This is the first time we see these characters, both played by the same actor. To have us actually see them physically interacting in the first moments they are on screen distinguishes them as unique characters from then on. Coogler's casting throughout is impeccable. In his first role on the big screen, Miles Caton knocks it out of the park as Sammy. Delroy Lindo is equal parts hilarious and moving as Delta Slim, an old blues player they've brought along to play that night. Jack O'Connell is deliciously sinister as the big bad vampire Remick, and Hailee Steinfeld gives her best performance in years as Stack's ex Mary, delivering some of the wildest lines in the whole film. But while Coogler brings all the genre fun to Sinners you would want out of a vampire flick, even trusting his audience to know rules like the creatures need to be invited in, what ultimately makes the film so special is the music. With a score composed by longtime collaborator Ludwig Göransson, and using a litany of blues standards, Irish folk songs, and several songs written for the film itself, Sinners is a feast for the ears. It is a musical, both in the sense that its characters sing many songs and in how central music is to the whole film. In some ways, you could say that Coogler made a film about the history of the blues by way of a From Dusk Till Dawn style vampire film. Sinners is a sonically transcendent experience, and the greatest example of that is the scene everyone is buzzing about, the scene that serves as the thesis for the entire film. With the party getting started at the juke joint, Sammy gets up on stage to show the audience what he's got. As he starts to sing, you immediately realize you are watching a true talent. But after the first verse, it cuts to a brief flashback, as Delta Slim tells him,
Blues, it wasn't forced on us like that religion. No, sir. We brought this with us from home. It's magic what we do. It's sacred. And big.
We cut back to Sammy playing amidst the crowd, and as the camera moves around the room, we start to see and hear the influences blues descended from, like African folk music, the genre it developed alongside, ragtime, and the legacy it will carry forward, rock and roll, funk, R&B, and hip-hop. We see the immense contribution Black musicians have made to popular American culture. But Coogler also shows us how music is a beautiful cultural exchange. As the Chinese-American grocery store owners, Grace and Bo, head out onto the dance floor, they are flanked by a mesmerizing Chinese dancer. And later, Coogler will even explore the Vampire Remix musical heritage, with some stunning performances of traditional Irish folk tunes. This appreciation for the cultural melting pot of music also has a behind-the-scenes importance for Coogler. Ludwig Göransson's Swedish father is a blues guitarist whose love for the genre was sparked by seeing Black American blues players touring Europe when he was younger. That passion was instilled in Ludwig from an early age, and set him on a path that would one day lead him to the University of Southern California, where his collaboration with Coogler began. As Sammy sings, the people dance, the musical sounds of past and present converge, and the whole joint goes up in a blaze of fire, Coogler shows us the power of music to pierce the veil, to transcend space and time. He also recontextualizes one of the most famous legends in blues history. It is no coincidence Sinners is set in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta. Robert Johnson, one of the most influential blues guitarists in history, would start to play around the Delta during this time, recording his only 2 albums shortly thereafter, before his untimely death at 27 years old. Those albums were full of songs that would go on to become indelible blues classics, including Sweet Home Chicago.
Baby, don't you want to go?
The legend around Johnson grew after his passing, quickly turning supernatural. It was said that one fateful night in his youth, Johnson went down to the crossroads, where he met the devil. In exchange for his soul, the devil tuned his guitar, imbuing it with magic and giving Johnson mastery over the instrument. While Coogler does not reference Johnson in Sinners obliquely, through Sammy's song he flips the legend on its head. It is not the devil that bestowed this power upon Sammy, but he who is singing a siren song to the devil. As he belts out the final notes of the song, the vampire Remick emerges from the shadows with desire in his eyes. He wants that power for himself, and he's willing to take the souls of everyone inside this juke joint to get it. While Remick and the vampires certainly represent the white supremacist culture of the Jim Crow South, Coogler complicates this reading in fascinating ways as the film progresses. Remick's first victims are a white husband and wife who are members of the Ku Klux Klan, and they become his partners in ransacking the juke joint. Yet Remick himself is an Irish immigrant, no stranger to the evils of colonization. He even speaks the language of anti-racism, and those that he turns to his side do as well, promising a heaven on earth free from bigoted society. Like any devil worth his salt, he has a silver tongue, and his vision is tempting. But as we see all those Remick has killed dance and sing Rocky Road to Dublin, we see a homogenized culture ruled by Remick's whims. The colonized has become the colonizer. The oppressed has become the oppressor. There's so much more I could say about Sinners and the incredibly deep themes running through it. But I just want to end by marveling at what an incredibly entertaining film it is. Every single actor is perfectly cast. The costuming from Oscar winner Ruth E. Carter is magnificent, and I will never forget the awe-inspiring feeling of experiencing it in IMAX. Plus, Coogler thankfully understands that vampire films are supposed to be sexy, and doesn't shy away from getting crude with it. Sinners is a stunning achievement for all the creatives involved, and I hope awards bodies remember it when it comes time next year. I'm giving Sinners 5 out of 5 stars. It is available on VOD, but go see it in theaters if it's still playing near you.